Welcome to Gridiron Ring, a sports talk show covering football and professional wrestling. I'm your host, CoolHandLuke96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, right here on YouTube, Periscope, and go check out Gridiron Ring's website. All the links are in the description below, including my Twitter and Instagram. So be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and CoolHandLuke96 on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, and the website. So go check those out. Today, NFL Week 4 predictions with a Week 3 recap like usual. But before I get into that, I just want to backtrack a little bit, somewhat do a redo on the last thing I left off on in my Week 5 college football predictions, and that was previewing this weekend's college football game, the top 10 showdown between Penn State and Ohio State that's going to be taking place this Saturday night, September 29th, 2018 at 7:30 p.m. on ABC in Beaver Stadium over in Happy Valley. I'll be there. I'll be over there all day for College Game Day in the morning, as College Game Day will be making its return to campus for the second straight year after a 9-year hiatus, and then 8-year hiatus. Yeah, the last time they were here before that was 2009. I was at that game day as well. I know I talked about that last year, but game day will be there starting at 9 o'clock. I'll be there for that. Got some signs made up, so keep an eye out for those. Like I said, follow me on Instagram and Twitter there. Links are in the description below. I'll be posting pictures Saturday morning there sometime, so you can see the signs I made, and you'll be able to keep an eye out for those come Saturday morning for College Game Day. That will take place from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on ESPN, and then that's channel 140 on Dish Network, and then I believe it's channel 206 on DirecTV, and then local channels depending on where you're at. I do not know, due to the wide range of all the cable networks, cable companies across the United States and across the world. But anyways, not relevant. I'll be there for the game. But like I said, I wanted to start with where I left off in my college football Week 5 predictions for this weekend. I had a lot to say about it. Didn't really say a whole lot about it though. Ended up commenting in the comments below of that video of everything else I wanted to say, because I did get some feedback from that video. So thank you to that. Thank you to those who gave me those comments. Thanks for hitting that like button. If you hit the dislike button, so be it. That's perfectly fine too. But I just wanted to go over everything I wanted to say, and keep those comments, keep those likes coming. Be sure to hit that subscribe button right here on YouTube. Like I said, like, follow, and subscribe. Everything will be all right. That's all I ask. But I just wanted to start with everything else I had that I didn't end up saying. But as I said, Ohio State comes to Happy Valley, and then I'll get into my Week 4 NFL predictions, and I'll try to make that quick, even though I'm going to recap Week 3 that just happened this past weekend. But Ohio State will come to Happy Valley, and I put this at the beginning. I know I'm dragging it on here a little bit. I just put it at the beginning of this instead of making another video, save some time. I don't really have a whole lot of time this week, busy week, so I just said, fuck it, I'll just put it in the beginning of this video, and then if you guys like it, so be it. If you don't, so be it. But Ohio State comes to Happy Valley to play number 9 Penn State. Ohio State's number 4. It's the first top 10 showdown between these two teams when they're both undefeated in the past 20 years. Last time was back in 1998. So as I said, games on Saturday at 7:30 on ABC. It's a whiteout. Penn State whiteout game this year is Ohio State this weekend. It's the 33rd meeting all time. Ohio State leads the all-time series 18-14. The home team has won the last 3 meetings. Ohio State in 2015 won 38-10. Penn State in 2016, 2 years ago, the last time this game was played right here in Happy Valley, by a score of 24-21. A blocked field goal return for a touchdown sealed the deal there for the Nittany Lions. And then Ohio State won last year by 39-38. As I said, game day is going to be there. Both teams, as I just said, are ranked in the top 10, and they're putting their undefeated records on the line against each other for the first time in 20 years. Penn State, they defeated App State week 1, Pitt week 2, Kent State week 3, and then Illinois last Friday night in Champaign. And then Ohio State has defeated Oregon State, Rutgers, TCU, and Tulane. Last weekend's game against Tulane was Urban Meyer's first game back from suspension. This will be Ohio State's second true test this season. Yeah, TCU, that TCU game for the Buckeyes has the advantage of the Nittany Lions for games that both teams have played. For all the games both teams have played so far this season. It's still early this season though. Both teams are getting into Big Ten play now. Ohio State already defeated Rutgers, Penn State already defeated Illinois. And as I said in the end of the College Football Week 5 predictions video, this is the earliest that I can remember Penn State playing Ohio State during the regular season. Normally don't play until the middle of October, late October, early November. So September 29th, very, very early for these two teams to meet. Last two meetings, as I said, the home team has won the last 3. Can they make it 4 this weekend? The last 2 meetings have been decided by 4 points or less, 3 in 2016 and 1 point last year. And that's basically why Ohio State at the moment is a 3.5 point favorite going into this game Saturday night on ABC. Penn State, they're averaging 55.5 points a game in those 4 games against App State, Pitt, Kent State, and Illinois. And Ohio State's 4 games against Oregon State, Rutgers, TCU, and Tulane. Ohio State's averaging 54.5 points during those 4 games. So 55.5 for Penn State, 54.5 for Ohio State. That's currently first and second, respectively, in the nation in averaged points through the first 4 games. So you got the 2 top offenses going head-to-head. You got 2 early season Heisman favorite quarterbacks going head-to-head. Trace McSorley against Dwayne Haskins, Penn State versus Ohio State. That's the matchup to watch, I think, come Saturday night. The run game, both teams are going to have to establish the run game early in order to build from that, open up the play action pass, and then hopefully get a lead going into halftime or early in the third quarter, and then try to pull away there in the second half. McSorley, 764 yards passing along with 8 touchdowns, 2 picks. He does have 235 yards on the ground and 6 touchdowns, and that's a little bit why I believe, not biased, he's a little bit better than Dwayne Haskins at the moment. As I said, it's still early, still got a lot of football to be played. Haskins, yeah, he has thrown for more yards, but he only has thrown for about another 400 yards. And yeah, he's only played in the first half of a couple of their games because they put up 77 both games the first 2 weeks against Oregon State and Rutgers there. But Haskins only has 28 yards rushing along with 1 touchdown. So McSorley's stats so far, 764 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, 2 picks, 235 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. And then Dwayne Haskins has 1,194 yards passing along with 16 touchdowns, so double passing touchdowns for Haskins over McSorley and a interception. But, I mean, hopefully it's a good game. I would expect it to be a good game. As I said, both teams are averaging this many points. The defenses, though, for both teams, they have not given up, for either team, have not given up more than 40 points to their opponent so far. So I think it's going to come down, to the matchup to watch. As I said, McSorley and Haskins. Who's going to do more on the ground? Yeah, they can both throw the ball. McSorley, he has been able to run the ball a little bit better so far this season. And as I said, you got to establish your run game with your actual running backs. You got Miles Sanders and Ricky Slade for Penn State, and you got Mike Weber and J.K. Dobbins for Ohio State. I think going into this game as well, On paper, I said it a little bit at the end of my college football week 5 predictions there. On paper, this could be the biggest going into the game, biggest Penn State game in the past 25 years, maybe of all time, except for Penn State's national championship games that they played in. But other Penn State fans might beg to differ on that. I'm only 22 years old. I've been to 73 Penn State games so far in my lifetime. This Saturday will make 74. So I have some room to talk on that. I've been to a lot of good games, a lot of big games, and in my opinion, going into last year's Michigan game, that was probably the biggest home game for the Nittany Lions since the Iowa game in 2009. And when game day was there for that, and game day was here for Michigan last year, game day is here this weekend for the Ohio State game. Now Alabama came up to Happy Valley from Tuscaloosa in 2011, right before the Sandusky scandal occurred. And then I'd have to say probably the Nebraska game, the first game after Joe Paterno was fired, that was pretty big as well, just because, the legend wasn't roaming the sidelines anymore. But, as I said, hopefully the game will be close, exciting, probably going to be high scoring. As I said, both teams are averaging 50-plus points a game. I don't want to see a blowout by either team. I'd like it to be close. I'd like it to be fun and exciting. Past 2 matchups decided by 4 points or less. Ohio State's 3.5-point favorite. We'll have to see, though. That's why they play the games. Whoever does win this game, though, will probably win the Big Ten East and represent the East Division in the Big Ten Championship game in Indianapolis come December 1st. And Wisconsin, they lost to BYU early. Iowa, they just beat last week. There's Nebraska's 0-3, Northwestern's sitting there, lost to Akron. Purdue lost to Eastern Michigan. Purdue plays Nebraska this weekend. Minnesota's also sitting there. They lost to Maryland, though, this past weekend. Like I said, last weekend, and for both my videos last week, and this video for College Football Week 5, and I'm going to say it now, and I've been telling my friends this a lot because they're getting down on their teams. It's a long season. Calm down, relax. Hell, the Steelers, they just pulled out their first win on Monday Night Football against the Buccaneers. I'll get to that here in a minute because I'm going to get into my Week 4 NFL predictions after I wrap this up. But we'll have to see what happens. That's why they play the games. Michigan's still sitting there. They lost to Notre Dame. Notre Dame's looking all right. They get Stanford this weekend. Go check out my Week 5 college football predictions video. And thanks to everybody who has watched that already, commented, like I said, gave it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button on this video as well. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Any feedback, I don't care what it is, it's appreciated. We'll have to see. But I'm going to pick Penn State 34-24 to defeat Ohio State on Saturday night. So if you guys have questions, you guys have comments about my thoughts about this Penn State-Ohio State game come Saturday, my Twitter is at ColehandLuke96. There's a comment section down below. Just tweet at me, or if you have a comment, comment it down below. Message me on Twitter as well, or Instagram. Instagram's at LGoddessart96. Like I said, all the links are in the description below. So go like, follow, and subscribe. And now I will get into my... and thanks for sticking around this long. I didn't think take that long, but oh well. Now I probably should have made 2 videos, but oh well, who cares? So I'm going to recap Week 3 here, the NFL, get into my Week 4 predictions. Last Thursday, the Cleveland Browns picked up their first win since Christmas Eve of 2016 as they defeated the New York Jets 21-17. Baker Mayfield entered the game right before halftime. Tyrod Taylor went down with an injury. Was he really hurt? I don't know. But Baker, named the starter now. They go to Oakland Sunday. I'll get to that prediction in a minute. Baker, he looked really, really good. Threw for over 200 yards. No interceptions, no turnovers. So, that's always a good sign. But there's always room for improvement. And, it was his first action in an NFL game. He's going to be getting his first start on Sunday, so we'll have to see how he does there. It's a long season. He's going to have a long career, it looks like. He looked really, really good on Sunday. I didn't think that going into this season, but, with how players perform sometimes, your thoughts and opinions start to change. The Giants, the other New York team, they won. So the Jets lost, the Giants won. They defeated Houston down in Houston by 27-22. The Texans fall to 0-3 now on the season. There's 3 teams that are 0-3: the Texans, the Raiders, and the Cardinals. The Saints, they defeated the Falcons 43-37 in overtime. Drew Brees, he passed Brett Favre on the list for most career completions in NFL history, with 6,301 career completions. So Brees passes Favre in that. Brees, this could be his last year, to be honest with you. I think he would like to go out a winner. He just signed a 2-year, $50 million deal in the offseason, 1-year player option, so he's getting $25 million this year. He'll have a decision to make after this season's over, depending on how the Saints do. But they defeated the Saints in Atlanta by 6 in overtime. The Redskins, they defeated the Packers at home by 14, 31-17. Adrian Peterson, looking like the real Adrian Peterson, had a down week 2 after a strong week 1. He had 120 yards rushing this past weekend and 2 touchdowns. Biggest thing in that game, and it was the question of the day on Tuesday of this week, and it's up for a whole week. So be sure to go over to Facebook and Twitter, vote on the poll. It's about roughing the passer. Are they calling it too much? Are they calling it just fine? Is it all right how they're calling the roughing the passer foul penalty this year? Or are they doing it too much? Let me know down in the comments below. Like I said, go over to Facebook and Twitter, vote on the polls. It was the question for Tuesday, September 25th, 2018. Clay Matthews got hit with another roughing the passer penalty in that game for the third one this season, and how he only had 4 in I believe his whole career leading up to this season. But the Redskins, they got the victory over the Packers 31-17. The Eagles, they defeated the Colts by 4, 20-16 in Carson Wentz's return. Wentz had 255 yards passing and a touchdown. The Vikings, they really disappointed this past weekend. They lost to the Buffalo Bills as the Bills circled the wagons in Minneapolis and defeated the Vikings 27-6. Vikings basically didn't even show up in that game. The Dolphins defeated the Raiders. As I said, the Raiders fall to 0-3. 3 teams are 0-3. 4 teams are 1-1-1. The Dolphins defeated the Raiders at home by 8, 28-20. The Raiders blew a late lead, 0-3 now. The Ravens hung on at home. I shouldn't say hung on. They're up basically the whole game. Case Keenum had a bad game. The Ravens defeated the Broncos 27-14. The Panthers beat the Bengals at home by 10, 31-21. The Titans defeated the Jaguars 9-6 in a defensive shit show. The Chiefs defeated the 49ers at home 38-27. Jimmy Garoppolo, quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, torn ACL, out for the season. The Battle of Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Rams defeated the Los Angeles Chargers at the Coliseum 35-23. The Rams will play the Vikings this Thursday night. I'll predict that game here in a moment. The Seahawks defeated the Cowboys at home 24-13. The Bears hung on and defeated the Cardinals 16-14. As I said, the Cardinals are one of the 3 teams, along with the Raiders and Texans, that start the 2018 campaign 0-3. The Lions defeated the Patriots at home on Sunday Night Football 26-10. Matt Patricia upset, beat his old boss and Bill Belichick. And then the Steelers defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 30-27 on Monday Night Football. They almost blew a late lead. They're up 30-13. They're entering the 4th quarter. I was getting a little worried there. Starting 0-1-1, a tie week 1, get beat by Patrick Mahomes week 2 at home. You go on the road on Monday night down to Tampa Bay. You're up 2 scores. You're up more than 2 scores, 2.5 scores. And you almost blow it. But they hung on. The Steelers hung on. They won by 3, 30-27. To get their first one of the season. And as I said, 4 teams are 1-1. 2 teams from the AFC North, 2 teams from the NFC North. The Browns and Steelers, they tied week 1. The Packers and Vikings tied week 2. So the Browns, Steelers, Packers, and Vikings are all 1-1. I'd really have to do some research there. The last time 4 teams were 1-1-1. Just thought of that. The best game, didn't really think there was a true best game this past weekend, week 3. There was a lot of close games, but not a single game that really stood out for the best game. Impressed, Baker Mayfield, coming in right before halftime, leading the Browns to victory for the first time since 2016, Christmas Eve of 2016, 635 days ago at the time last Thursday. And then the Browns in general impressed. And then disappointed, as I said, the Minnesota Vikings basically didn't even show up to play against the Bills. The Bills, they play another NFC North team, the Packers. I guess I'll get into that game now. Can the Bills go to Lambeau, to another NFC North home field, and can they win 2 in a row against another NFC North team? I don't think so. Go Pack, go. Give me the Packers. All right, so Thursday night, that game's on Sunday. Normally I start with Thursday night, work my way through Monday night. So I was just talking about the Bills there. Figured I'd get that out of the way. Week 4 here begins the bye weeks. The Panthers and Redskins are on byes this week, so they will not play. If you're a fan of the Carolina Panthers or Washington Redskins, your team is off this weekend. You can still watch football, though. There's nothing wrong with that. But the Panthers and Redskins will not play. Bye weeks will go from week 4 to week 11, 12. The Vikings go to the Rams. The Vikings trying to bounce back after losing to the Bills. Bills go to Green Bay, as I said. The Rams coming off that big win against the Chargers at home. This game is in LA at the Coliseum again. I think Kirk Cousins will outplay Jared Goff due to the Vikings defense. I think they'll make Goff make a mistake late. So I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings on the road in this Purple People Eaters fearsome, foursome, old school football game. So Vikings over the Rams. Jets go to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. Both teams lost last week. Jets to the Browns and Jaguars to the Titans. The Jets D will get after Blake Bortles. I think they'll have him make a mistake late as well, maybe a pick 6. Jaguars lose to the Jets. Dolphins will go to New England to play the Patriots. This is an early season AFC East showdown, a highly anticipated AFC East showdown, as the Dolphins are currently first in the AFC East at 3-0. There's only 3 3-0 teams left. So you got 3 teams 0-3, 3 teams 3-0, 4 teams 1-1-1. The Dolphins, Rams, and Chiefs are all 3-0. But give me New England at home. The weather this weekend, probably going to be a little rainy, northeast area. So give me the Patriots at 1 o'clock on Sunday. The Eagles go to Tennessee. This is Carson Wentz's first away game since blowing his knee out, tearing his ACL last December in LA versus the Rams. I think the Eagles will still be good enough, though, to beat the Titans. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles or the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. The Bills go to Green Bay. As I said, I got the Packers in that. The Lions go to Dallas. Both these teams are, Dallas is America's team, one. But both these teams are famous for playing on Thanksgiving every single year. So these 2 teams will meet in Dallas this year. Both teams will play on Thanksgiving again this year. I'll preview those games come Thanksgiving week. The Cowboys, though, I think will defeat the Lions. The Lions really high on themselves right now after defeating the Patriots, but you don't want to get too high on yourselves, if that makes any sense. So give me the Cowboys over the Lions on Sunday. Buccaneers go to Chicago to play the Bears. Give me Mitch Trubisky in Chicago over Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Buccaneers. Bengals go to Atlanta to play the Falcons. Atlanta's offense looked really, really good last weekend. Cincinnati really couldn't stop Cam Newton and the injured Carolina Panthers, and they lost by 10. As I said, they go to another NFC South team, the Falcons, this weekend. Give me Atlanta at home in the Dome. The 49ers go to LA. I know somebody who's going to be at this game, so shout out. The Chargers, I'm going to have to pick them at home. Jimmy Garoppolo tore his knee up there, blew his ACL out. He will be out for the season, as I said. So give me the Chargers. I think the 49ers are going to have trouble without Jimmy Garoppolo. They do have CJ Beathard as their backup quarterback. He played a little bit last year and the year before. Maybe just last year. Last year was his rookie year, coming out of Iowa. He is the grandson of Bobby Beathard, who actually just got inducted in the Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame this past year. He was a GM for the Redskins and Dolphins, but not really part of the story. But He's going to be the starter. The 49ers worked out former Steeler quarterback Landry Jones as well, so maybe they sign him, bring him in to potentially win the job for the rest of the year, and then hope Jimmy Garoppolo is healthy, which he should be come next season. So, but I'm going to take the Chargers at home over the 49ers. The Browns go to Oakland. Baker Mayfield, first career start, as I said, came in right before halftime last weekend against the Jets on Thursday night. I think he's going to have a little bit of trouble come Sunday. Probably have a mistake there late in the game. I think he'll get sucked into the black hole out in Oakland. The Raiders pick up their first win on Sunday afternoon. The Saints go to New York to play the Giants. This game will be at 4:30 on Fox. Drew Brees versus Eli Manning, two future Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Low scoring. Give me the Saints 20-17. I think Will Lutz will kick a game-winning field goal over the New York Giants. The Ravens go to Pittsburgh on Sunday night on NBC. Pittsburgh Steelers hopefully will win this game. I'm going to pick them. So last week I said I was still going to pick them, even though they probably lose. They almost did, almost blew a late lead. But give me the Pittsburgh Steelers in this rivalry game on Sunday Night Football. And then the Chiefs go to Denver to play the Broncos on Monday night. Patrick Mahomes, I think, will keep things rolling against the Denver defense. He'll outduel Case Keenum, and the Kansas City Chiefs will defeat the Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football. So thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, and go check out the website. All the links are in the description below, along with my Twitter and Instagram handles. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching my NFL Week 4 predictions and what I did it there at the beginning, previewing the Ohio State-Penn State game with everything that I did not say, even though I put it in the comments of my college football Week 5 video, predictions video. So go check that out as well. And then next week, I'll have college football Week 6 predictions with a Week 5 recap, NFL Week 5 predictions with a Week 4 recap, and then WWE Super Showdown predictions, as that will be taking place Saturday, October 6, 2018, in Melbourne, Australia, at the Melbourne Cricket Ground at 5 a.m. on the WWE Network. And that's the next time as well I'll be on Periscope. So follow me on Periscope at CoolHandLuke96. I'll be on Periscope there for WWE Super Showdown. Have predictions for that and college football and NFL next week. Thanks for watching.